All I can say is they they keep on saying Jackson State, Jackson State, Jackson State, but they ain't even the best school in black college football. Until they beat South Carolina State, we can't say that.
I don't think South Carolina State's any good this year.
I
Um,
don't know. I haven't checked their record. They might not be,
yeah, I don't think they have a
but
winning record. I think they're like 2-3 or something
Uh,
like that. I think
Jackson
Howard.
State is hands down the best school in black college football this year.
the ranking,
No, well, I
by the
mean,
ranking.
okay, with the other schools they rank, ain't nobody taking that from them.
Okay, well, was they ranked the best last year?
If they
No, they was
rank,
like
They
number
were favored.
they didn't start the
They were
year
favored.
they did not start the year off being the top ranked
No,
black
we ain't
school
talking
last
about
year.
starting the year off, brother. We talking about when they went to go play
You
in that
keep
championship.
changing the
It,
criteria. You saying this year, and I said no, hands down they the best school this year.
okay, like I say, I don't know South Carolina's state schedule, so I can't speak on that. But what I'm saying is, last year when they went to play them in the Harris Bowl or whatever, Jackson State was favored.
yeah, South
Yeah,
Carolina
and
State
South
is
Carolina, then they won.
their
They
record
they
is
they they won.
their
Can't
record
take that away from them.
is 3-4, um, and they played some pretty tough schools though. South Carolina State lost
Yeah,
to
they do.
they played Clemson, New Mexico State, Central Florida. Um, they lost to North Carolina A&T. They lost to South Carolina. They played some really tough schools.
They
Yeah.
playing four D1 schools, three D1 schools.
So
But it ain't like
yeah,
JSU had played. You had like this year's schedule is not the only schedule we ever had. We played Mississippi State before. We played USM a couple times. Played ULM
So,
last year. I'm just saying like the schedule is made. The schedule is not made in one day for the SWAC. The SWAC is no different than no other conference.
yeah. But to me, when it's all the hype that's surrounding, and then they got nerve to bring the Heisman Trophy and everything out there in order to
What is
get a
it?
taste of the Heisman.
But what I'm just asking honestly, what is it? I mean, what's the problem when JSU do something that these white schools been doing forever? The Heisman tour truck been coming around to everybody's school. College game day been coming to everybody's school, and everybody at the school they came to wasn't the top school in the world, and it wasn't a problem. But when JSU get it, it's a problem. I mean, that don't make sense.
That does make sense because
How?
my because the thing about it is all this hype is coming in these last 2 years. That's what I'm concerned about. Now, if Strahan and all them would sent somebody else
Well,
to some of
well,
these other
in
schools,
that
I would
case,
have had no
well,
problem.
with that logic, that should apply to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've never seen so many Tampa Bay Buck fans in my life. The only one I knew was a guy me and Q used to work with. The only Buck fan I ever knew. But now down here, but so what I'm saying,
But
so
but you have a
Tom
problem
Brady.
with that,
No, I don't
don't
have
you?
a problem with that. I don't
Or
have a
you
problem with that.
then why you bring it up then?
No, I brought it up because you're only talking about Dion and Jackson State, but other people do it. Tampa Bay has benefited off Tom getting people out of retirement and all that because he's a celebrity. They supposed to do that. I don't have a problem with
well,
that.
look, let me
And
say
they
this,
ain't
and
go. They ain't gonna win the Super
let me
Bowl.
say this, and we'll get ready to wrap this up. It was a great discussion. I'll say this: Dion said something in an interview that I thought was very important, and he said that people forget that this is a business. All right, it's football, but it's a business. And when you think about it, uh, I mean, the biggest money making venture in the state of Alabama is probably Alabama football. I mean, Nick Saban is the highest paid state employee, just like many other football coaches across the state. And so we can't forget that this is a business, and sometimes the hype machine is what drives business. I mean, wrestling does it all the time. And so I think
Yeah.
that a lot of people are looking at this as a show. I get that. I totally understand that. But by the same token, is bringing in money, which is the bottom line that a lot of these schools are looking for. All right. A lot of these schools, yeah, they want to win and have successful programs. But if Jackson State was 0-10 every year and still getting 60,000 people, I think they'd be all right with that, because they're making the money. But the fact that they're winning, and regardless of who they're playing, they're winning and they're getting money and attention. I don't see anything wrong with that. and I definitely see the residual effects. I mean, Valley was on TV this past weekend. Man, Valley ain't had a game on TV and and not ESPN. I mean, local TV here in Jackson on Channel 34, whatever the Lou or whatever the channel is called. That never happens.
After he gone, if the ESPN folks go away and everybody go away, is it all for naught, or are you gonna say, well, it was successful while it lasted?
I would say it's successful while it lasted.
I think it's not going to go away.
I think it's almost like
I don't think it'll go away.
Getting on a good streak on a poker table. It ain't gonna last forever, but you just got to make the most out of the money you win and try not to blow it all. But go ahead, Buck. You say you don't think it's gonna go away?
I don't think it's going to go away because now that you got them in the spotlight, if they continue to win, they're going. It's like it's still going to benefit. He'll have a residual effect. And that's, I think, if another coach, maybe a coach will be promoted that's already on the squad and he keeps winning. Yeah, maybe some of the hype will be gone, but you'll still be on TV if you continue to win, because now you've instilled a winning attitude in a team that doesn't have it. I mean, people are going to be wanting to come to Jackson State. You may not get all the top recruits. You'll get some of the top recruits. It will have a residual effect on Jackson State.
And you know what? That's going to be good until a guy that can be sitting on the bench at Alabama or Georgia is sitting on the bench at Jackson State. And when he realized he ain't getting no run, and he could have been getting run at one of these other schools, he ain't going to want to be there no more. See, now, we all know
that's what the transfer portal is for.
We all know that a black college is more fun than going to one of these big universities and all that. There's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of girls, a lot of booty shaking, and guys dropping it down to the floor. We all know all that. But we talking about if you was getting down to business, football business. Like right now, you got All-American that come down there, Kevin Coleman. He's a good wide receiver, but hey, he's sharing time. And then Dion, you gotta cater to Travis Hunter, because Travis is a great ball player. He's one of the top recruits in the country, and he's playing some wide receiver, which is taking catches away from some of these other guys there. Now, that's all good on paper. Travis Hunter go to the league with a bullet. But the thing about it is, when these guys realize it ain't what they thought it was, what are they going to say? Because if I'm a kid, I don't want to recruit. I don't want to go to a school thinking that my coach is going to be there, and he may be going the very next year, and I signed up for 4 years.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
That's what everywhere though. That's right. That's
everywhere. I mean,
that's everywhere.
Well, I'll say this.
You can't just look at that from a negative. We understand what you're saying, but you can't look. You're putting too much thought into this, man. I mean, bottom line of it is that happens at every one of these schools. I mean, let's take Jalen Hurts, for example. He was at Alabama. Then he left and went to Oklahoma.
Who was his second coach? Who was his second coach?
Lincoln Riley.
We're not talking.
Okay, then.
All I'm saying is he hit.
So it ain't no big difference.
He's transferred to Oklahoma. And then he ended up on the Heisman and all that kind of stuff. Then he went to the Eagles. I mean, there's the transfer portal. If you're not playing or not getting the notoriety you think you need to get, transfer portal's there. I'm not worried about.
So is the school going to be better off or worse off after he's gone?
Better off. He's already turned
better off
somewhere. I've seen every day of my life for the last 30 years that old beat down practice field that used to be Walter Payton game field is now turfed. If nothing else, that's something I never thought I'd see. And we already got it passed that a stadium's getting ready to get built within the next 3 years. First time it ever had a unanimous vote by the city council. So I mean, it's already in motion.
Byron Allen, he owns a bunch of media conglomerates across the country, and they signed a 10-year, like $120 million deal with the SWAC to stream their games. I mean, so if Dion leaves tomorrow, they'll at least get that money for the next 8 years.
Yeah. So I mean, there's already the residual effect has already happened. So let's just leave it at that.